Hey there, LEGO fans. Welcome back. Alex here. Time for another update. This update won't have any major, huge improvements, just a lot of detail that I've been working on here in the back section of the park. And you're basically looking at it. This is, man, hours of work. And you're like, wait a minute, it's not a lot of result for hours and hours of work, but there's a lot of trial and error in this. And I know I say that a lot, but it really is true. There's so much trial and error, and you might put something together and you're like, oh, wait, everything's off by one stud, and you have to rebuild it. And then you're like, oh, this is off by a stud or two now, and you just keep redoing it and redoing it. So, but right now, feeling pretty good about this right here. We have a lot of these little shops right here, and this has been in the amusement park before, but I've not used them to kind of cover up the massive gap in these walls. And that's my big challenge that I'm trying to figure out right now, is these gaps that you see underneath from the upper section, is how to do two things. Number one, block them off with something, and two, make them functional. Make them have something underneath that's going on, and that's what you're seeing right here with the new arcade. But I'll get to that in just a moment. So let's focus on this right here. This is an old creator set that I've opened up here. They have hinges, so they're meant to be closed, but I have them all open to kind of cover up that wall some more. And you can see the masonry brick covers that in the back there, but it doesn't cover it all the way up and down. Let me show you here the ugly side of the park here. So there you have it. So that's it. So yes, there's kind of a back to this. I don't know if I'll ever fill this up, but that is what it looks like right now, focusing mostly on the facade here in the park that's very visible anyway. So from there, I worked on the walk up, and I realized, like, you know what, I still want to have the arcade, and I actually had the Zanderland. I was thinking about putting it right up against there, but I'm like, no, I need steps up, so there's going to need to be something out so that people have room to get up to these big rides up here, the haunted house, the roller coaster, and the Ferris wheel, and probably other things. So I decided to create this building here, this entry here, and I'm going to do a much bigger arcade and entertainment area in here. And yes, thinking about probably putting a train station in there to kind of double that up. And then that, of course, helped facilitate this massive Zanderland sign right here. So as you guys know, I didn't want to have that the back of that exposed. So another challenge with that was the back of it. Actually, let me walk around the back here so you can see this a little bit better. But you can see I'm using some base plates to kind of cover up the ugly back of it, because I didn't want to use a bunch of bricks. I would just be wasting a lot of the bricks there. So it's a very boring gray wall right now, but don't worry, it'll get more detailed and filled up with colorful things in there eventually. So yeah, the idea is that I'm going to have two 32 by 32 base plates up here. That'll just be kind of sitting on top of this, back there and back there, that I can easily remove to gain access inside there, even though from where I'm at, access is kind of tough. I'll be reaching in there, it's kind of tough, right? So anyway, that's what I got going for now. Once I get kind of this built out, the supports for this, and I'm happy with it. So then we'll move on to the Disney Castle area here. And the idea here that I'm having is that in front of this Xanderland sign and below the castle is going to be a water feature. Hopefully some good rock facade right here underneath it. Maybe kind of a walkway up to the castle. But the castle doesn't have any access to patrons of the park. So if they get up here, I don't know that I'll actually have the ability to walk there. I don't know. The Disney Castle is missing its spires there because I keep moving it all over the place. So that's what I'm thinking. And that's kind of close to where I had it before in the park. And I know this is a big change because I had it here in the middle. And I had some good comments that made me think that, hey, maybe it should be somewhere else and up on the top. And so I'm playing around with this idea that it's up here. And we'll see. I don't know. Maybe I'll move it back down here. But I kind of like the idea of having this entryway very open and kind of having some green and park area. Maybe. I don't know. That's not the focus. This has been my main focus right here to get this all set up. And I'm getting there. I've also had a comment or two about Pirates of Barracuda Bay, that it's not going to work. It's too bulky. Doesn't look good. And you could be right. You could be right. I don't know. I'm going to do my darndest to make this work. I'm actually thinking about making a roller coaster that goes around it, like kind of integrating that white roller coaster, which is kind of like, it might clash with color. And that's fine if it does. I'll rethink it. But the idea is that it would, people would load in front of it, go up around it, and then kind of go down somehow, some way. I got bumper cars kind of squeezed in there for now. And I was thinking about putting bumper cars over here, but it wasn't really working. I think before it was right here in the old park. So at the moment, we're looking at putting the bumper cars right there, squeezing it between the Loop coaster and Pirates of Barracuda Bay. And of course, we have the campground up there. And yes, we've started my farm. And again, people are very pessimistic about the farm. And you know what? You're probably right. But I'm still going to do this. I'm still going to try to figure this out and make it all work. And I think I can actually make the farm kind of part of the park. Maybe have some way for people to get up and look at the animals. I don't know, having a petting zoo. I don't know. They have that at parks, I think. So anyway, that is, oh yeah, and here's the other roller coaster, which I think is right where it was before. So kind of just having it go over there on top of, or over the track there. Oh, that reminds me. I put this in here too. This is where I started. I started on the very side here and just worked my way over. So I created a more robust looking tunnel entry, and it does double as a support, so it is holding this up right here. I do kind of wish it went in further, but I kept it short just because I know it's probably going to suck a lot of bricks up. And I'm trying to make those go a long way. So yeah, the idea with this too is maybe have the train station right here, which I think it was here before. I don't think I'm going to keep this support right here. I'll probably make this a brick built support to hold these guys up. But the outer areas will definitely have these 2x4s as well. That's what I'm thinking anyway. So, but no, I'm excited. That's a big space right there. So there's a lot of potential in there that we'll be able to work with. And then here at the back of the park, the back corner, we have a bathroom area. So yeah, I'm actually thinking of having the restaurants and places to eat out here. And people can, enjoy the view of the park as they eat. And then, of course, some bathroom facilities back here. And everything else is pretty much the same. You can see the GoPro there. I put the time lapse there, and hopefully the time lapse is working. I don't know. I'm not really good at making good shots with it. So hopefully it's still enjoyable to some extent. But that's what I got so far, guys. Let me know what you think. I love the suggestions. It does actually impact what I'm doing. And whether you're saying something's dumb or something's great, I listen to you. But regardless, I always do what I want to do. It's my city. It's my build. I always do what I want to do. And it might not be what people like, but if it's what I like, that's really, it's really what matters. So anyway, Xanderland is coming right along, guys. Thanks for hanging around for this new update. And I'll keep working on this and have some more updates in the near future. And as always, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Later.